Okay. Okay. So today's session is about discussing agree and disagree type of essays that comes in IELTS. Many students might be knowing that essays writing becomes a very important part of IELTS in order to get a very good score. And IELTS writing and writing in many other examinations like PT, TOEFL, CELPIP is more or less similar. So if you understand the concepts of writing an essay in one module, more or less you are making yourself aware of writing an essay in any competitive examination that you may give in the future. Now, I agree disagree type of essay is one of the most common types of essays that comes in the examination. Today we are going to discuss about how to write this type of essay, and because this essay can be written in number of ways, and we will also teach you that how you could score 7 or 8 or 9 bands in IELTS, or for that matter a very good score in PT or any other examinations. Now it is one of the most common types on the IELTS writing paper, so it is important that you learn how to write them properly. uh, okay, so this is a small example of an agree disagree essay. I'll go very slow because I want you each and every one of you to understand the minor things about this writing this type of essay. Let me start by taking a small example of this type of essay. In some countries, an increasing number of people are suffering from health problems as a result of eating too much fast food. It is therefore necessary for governments to impose a higher tax on this kind of food. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Just to give you a small brief out of this essay, in many countries, people are suffering from lots of health problems. People are suffering from diabetes, blood pressure, high cholesterol by eating too much of fast food. So the essay says that in order to curb this, in order to reduce this, government should impose a higher tax on this type of food. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So this is a sample of one of the agree disagree type of essays. Now, if you have got a notebook and pencil, if possible, try to jot the points on the piece of paper, because at the end of the exercise, I am going to give you a small lesson to do, a small homework type of thing. So it is better that I'll go slow, students. So there is nothing to worry. I'm not going to go fast. I'm going to go slow. Okay. So how to write this type of essays? Okay, you can write this essay in 4 types. The first is you can completely agree. In that case, you are going to write 4 paragraphs. You can completely disagree. Again, you can write 4 paragraphs. It would be introduction, conclusion, and 2 body paragraphs. Try to understand this format properly. So if you completely agree with this type of essay, you are going to write 4 paragraphs. If you are going to completely disagree with this essay, then also you are going to write 4 paragraphs. However, the number of paragraphs will be changed or will differ if you mostly agree or you mostly disagree. In that case also, you need to write 4 to 5 paragraphs. See, I'll just repeat these things. If you completely agree, then you need to write 4 paragraphs. This will be introduction, conclusion, and 2 body paragraphs. Same is the case with completely disagree. However, if you mostly agree, that means you agree to some extent. I would not say to agree to some extent, but let us try to utilize word mostly agree. Then you are going to write 4 to 5 paragraphs. Ideal is to write 5 paragraphs. Even if you mostly disagree, then also it is ideal that you write 5 paragraphs. Okay. Now, this is very important thing that I would want you to understand. I have seen students coming from different institutes and being taught by a number of teachers that you can partially agree. Now, this is one of the most disastrous way of writing an essay. Never ever partially agree in writing agree disagree essay. There are only 4 types, 4 ways you should write an essay, because you need to give your opinion in thesis statement. Thesis statement is the statement in which you give your opinion. It is possibly the second statement of your introduction. And many institutes teach that students can partially agree. I strongly do not recommend this, students. Don't use the word partially agree. Either you can completely agree, completely disagree, mostly agree, or mostly disagree. If you partially agree, it will be a very confusing essay. let me tell you, it will not be possible to justify how you partially agree, and you'll end up in getting a very poor score, because I have seen number of students writing partially agree in agree disagree essay, and agree disagree essay, out of 100, 80 types of 80 essays are agree disagree in both IELTS, PT, TOEFL, everywhere. So please don't do partially agree. Okay. The best structure you can follow for this type of essay is as follows. Now I am going to explain this structure. Everybody, this is the format that you are going to utilize in this type of essay. So I want you people to understand this format. This is the format that you can utilize in any type of agree disagree essay. You can take a screenshot. Possibly you can, because once I complete this lecture, I'm going to give you the exercise to write an essay. So I want you to understand this format. So whenever there is an essay in which you are supposed to agree or disagree, you can always start with these statements. It is often argued that the dash mentioned over here will be the content of the essay that you are going to write. So this is the way you can start the introductory paragraph. It is often argued that this is the first paragraph of your essay. It is often argued that, or it is an undeniable fact that, or some people argue that, or there is no denying the fact that, or it is argued that. So this is going to be the first line of your essay. For example, the essay that we mentioned before, in which there was a mention about government imposing heavy taxes on fast food. So you can start, it is often argued that government should impose heavy taxes on the fast food so that people are discouraged to consume it. So this is the way you are going to start. You can also start some people believe that there should be heavy taxes on fast food. So this is going to be the first line of your essay. I repeat, the best statement according to me out of this many statements, the best statement is, it is often argued that. So you can always start your essay of agree disagree with, it is often argued that. It's the best way to start your essay. Then the second statement. See, let me tell you students, I have gone through the IELTS band descriptors, and it is very, very specifically mentioned that in agree disagree essay, you should always make your point very clear. If you don't make your point clear, you're not going to get a score that you deserve or that you want, even if you write a very good essay with very good vocabulary. So in the thesis statement, please make your point very clear. In this case, I told you there are 4 methods of writing. You completely agree, completely disagree, mostly agree, mostly disagree. This is the second line in which you should state your opinion, in which you are going to say, I completely agree, I'm reading, or I completely disagree, or I mostly agree, or although I agree that, etc., etc., etc. So this is going to be the first line. It is often argued that it is going to be the first line of your introduction. This is going to be the second line of the introduction. And this is going to be, or yes, one more important thing. If you don't want to go for first person singular, that means if you don't want to write I, it is fine if you write I in the introduction or in the conclusion. I would not recommend you writing first person singular like I in the body paragraphs. So you are much more better of writing I only. If at all you want to utilize I, you can utilize it in introduction or conclusion, but not in any other paragraph, students. So if you don't want to write I, the better option is this essay agrees. Please note it, students. This essay agrees. So instead of you saying I completely agree, you can say this essay agrees. Or there is also one more option. It is agreed. Is it clear, students? So in the thesis statement, the second statement of your introduction, you can say I completely agree, or you can say this essay agrees, or it is agreed. This is the second line. And finally, the last line of the introduction, this essay will discuss this issue using examples to support arguments and demonstrate points. So this is something that you can write. However, you may change this line as well. I'll tell you how to change this line, but if you at all you are not confident of writing the third line, this is the outline of your essay. If you're not confident of writing the outline of the essay, then you can memorize this line. Rather than writing something absurd, which is not required, you can at least go for writing this line. I hope it is clear. These are the 3 lines of your introduction. You can mark it out because this is something, this format is something, this is a template rather. I would not even say format, it's a template. So you can, utilize this template, in every essay that you probably want to write as far as agree disagree is concerned. Okay. Then this is going to be the body paragraph. This is going to be the body paragraph. So you can start the body paragraph with first of all, or firstly. Then you can write one of the most apparent facts is that. So you are for example, if you completely agree, then you need to give the reason why you completely agree. So here you are going to write in this dash, you are going to mention the first reason. Now always you need to extend it. So you need to also write this is because. A very, very important thing, this is because will give the examiner an idea or overview that this person is expanding his idea. It is important that you expand your idea. It's not important only for you to state the idea. It is equally important that you expand your idea. So this is the way you can expand your idea. Please remember this. This is because, a very important statement. Here, you are not going to write a second idea. You are not going to give a second idea, but you are going to give extension or explanation of the idea that you mentioned over here in the first line. So then the example, if you want to give, take for instance, a very nice way of giving an example. Rather than, writing every time, for example, for instance, you can also write take for instance. And finally, the concluding remark, if you want to write, it is not compulsory, but you may still want to write. That's why. So this is going to be the first body paragraph. If you completely agree, then you need to write only 4 paragraphs as I have mentioned before. This is going to be body paragraph 2. You can memorize this template. Secondly, another vital aspect that needs much consideration is that the second point. Now see, in other words, in the first paragraph, to explain my viewpoint or explain my idea further, I utilize this is because. I cannot utilize this is because over here again, because that shows I have got limited vocab or limited phrases. So you can say, instead of writing this is because, you can write in other words. I have created this template in such a way that nothing gets repeated or nothing seems repeated. Here I have written take for instance. Here I am writing for example. And finally, thus. Here I have mentioned that's why. Over here I am mentioning thus. So if you are writing completely agree or completely disagree, then you will be writing introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and followed by conclusion. However, if you mostly agree or mostly disagree, then there is a necessity of writing the third paragraph. How are you going to write the third paragraph? Like this. On the other hand, because these two paragraphs are going to support each other, these two paragraphs are going to support each other. This paragraph is going to be the opposite of what you have written in the other two previous two paragraphs. You can also start this paragraph with however. The reason is, just a minute, I'll have a glass of water. Just 1 minute. Sorry. So this is going to be the third paragraph. This is going to be the third paragraph. Okay. So in the third paragraph, you are going to write on the other side because you are mostly agreeing or mostly disagreeing. So it is better that you write the third paragraph. Let me tell you, writing third paragraph is not compulsory, but you still want to write it. It is advisable if you mostly agree or mostly disagree. How are you going to start? On the other hand, however, the reason is, see, try to understand what I have done. Here, to explain my viewpoint, I have written this is because. Here, in other words. Over here, the reason is. See, these are 3 different phrases. So you need to understand that I am utilizing 3 different phrases. That I am writing, for example, a recent study, survey conducted by, and therefore. So see, try to understand. I'm so sorry, I got disturbed because of a sneezing. But say, try to understand, I have written 3 different phrases over here. Over here I have written this is because, in other words, the reason is, for giving the example I have written, take for instance, for example, and here also I have written for example, and finally therefore. So here I have written that's why, thus, and therefore. So you can write 3 to 4 lines in one paragraph. And finally the conclusion, to conclude, and finally based on the above discussion, it seems fair to suggest that. So I repeat, you can write 5 paragraphs or you want to write 4 paragraphs. I hope this is clear. You can take a screenshot of this format, because this format is something that you can utilize in writing any agree disagree type of essay. I hope the points are clear. I hope that you need to write, you understand that you need to write 4 paragraphs if you mostly agree or mostly disagree. Now, most important thing, students, if you ask about my opinion, sir, what you would do when it comes to writing agree disagree paragraphs? Remember one thing, students, if I were you, agar मैं आपकी जगह पे होता, then I would be better of writing this type of essay by mostly agree or mostly disagreeing. Please, if possible, completely agree or completely disagree. I would not go for, mostly agree or mostly disagree. I repeat, in agree disagree type of essay, the best option is to go for completely agree or completely disagree. The reason being, it sometimes becomes difficult for the students to explain their points properly if you go for mostly agree or mostly disagree. So if you ask me, कि sir, अगर मुझे अच्छे बैंड सही है, what should I do? I would recommend you to go for mostly agree or mostly disagree. The work becomes very simple. You write introduction, आप completely agree or completely disagree. आप completely agree करेंगे, 2 points लेंगे. You will be taking 2 points, and finally the conclusion part. If you completely disagree, take 2 points, conclusion, and finally the job is done. So please, students, whenever there is an agree disagree essay, unless and until you are very, very confident of writing an essay by selecting mostly agree or mostly disagree, I would rather want you to go for completely agree, completely disagree. The ideas will be very, very clear. You will never fail. Is it getting clear? Anybody, everybody? Okay, let's go ahead. Now let me take example of both this type, writing both this type of essays. First of all, let us understand the format. Sentence 1, as I have told you, you are going to paraphrase the question. Sentence 2, you are going to write the thesis statement. Sentence 3, you are going to write the outline statement. That's what we discussed. In the body paragraph, as I have told you, yeah, this is going to be topic sentence. You explain why this is going to be the case. Finally, you are writing an example, and as I have told you, you are going to write the conclusion of the paragraph. Then again, supporting paragraph will also follow the same format. If needed, mostly agree or mostly disagree case mein, as I have told you before, you are going to write one more paragraph, and finally the conclusion. So this is how the entire thing is going to be there. I repeat, first and the foremost thing is, let me have a recap, because I am now going to explain you how to write an essay, or I am going to take an example of 2 types of essays in which I mostly agree, I completely agree and I mostly agree. I repeat, the most important thing, never ever go for partially agree. Number 1. Number 2, most importantly, you are going to write 4 paragraphs if you completely agree or completely disagree. If you completely agree, then you don't need to write any point about the opposite side, or you completely disagree, then also you don't need to write anything about the opposite side. This essay type is different to discuss wala essay type, because in discuss you are supposed to write both the sides. Over here there is no need for you, if you completely agree or completely disagree, to write about the opposite side, and that makes this essay much more easier if you completely agree or completely disagree. Is it clear, everybody? Sure, very good. Okay, one more important thing. So this is the format I have taught you. It is often argued that it is an undeniable fact. You can take the screenshot, because this is mentioned in one slide only, so you can take a screenshot of this. This is how you are going to write an introduction. This is body paragraph. This is body paragraph 2. In case if you mostly agree or mostly disagree, then this is going to be the 3rd paragraph, body paragraph 3. Essay ka paragraph hoga number 4. And finally the conclusion. Okay. Now let me take an example, students. This is the entire format. I'm putting it once again in case if you're not taken the screenshot, you may take it now. Okay. Now let me take an example. Please try to listen to this very, very carefully. Professional athletes in popular sports like football or soccer and basketball are overpaid. To what extent do you agree or disagree? The same type of essay you are required to ask, you are required to write whether to what extent do you agree or disagree. Let me explain you the topic. The topic mentions that professional athletes in popular sports like football, for example, Maradona, in the past, today Ronaldo, they are, and basketball are very much paid. You may know that they are given millions and millions of dollars. So आपने ये लिखना है, you need to write to what extent do you agree or disagree. Okay. So let me see the dark words over here. Let me reiterate. The dark words over here are the words that have been taken from the format that I gave you before. So you can utilize this dark words in the essay, any essay that is based on agree, disagree. So see, I have started with, it is often argued that sports persons and athletic people in popular sports like soccer, basketball, and cricket earn huge amount of money, while the people working in many occupations that help society as a whole are paid paltry sum of salary. Paltry matlab bilkul kam, very less. So what I have done is I have paraphrased the essay. The essay was mentioning that professional athletes who are playing soccer and football and basketball are paying huge amount of money. I hope you recall what what was the essay type or what was the essay. So this is the paraphrasing, the first line of your introduction. Now this is the thesis statement, the second line. And let me tell you, students, here you need to write whether you agree, completely disagree, partially agree, sorry, mostly agree, or mostly disagree. So I have told you that it is much more advisable for you to go for completely agree. It will make your task much more easier. Please don't say I only agree or I agree. The best way is to say I completely agree. That means you are giving the indication to the examiner that you have got no second thought about about the other opinion. You completely agree with this. This will give the examiner a clear-cut opinion and he will follow your essay accordingly. Then this is going to be the third statement. I completely agree. This is the second statement, that the money being paid to these people is unjustified and unreasonable. Unjustified means they don't deserve it and they are getting it. Unreasonable also mentions the same thing. Now, this is the third statement. As I have told you when I was giving you the format, students, that it is important. It is important that if you write it according to the essay, this third statement is very important, which will give the outline of the essay. However, I have seen many a times it is difficult for the students who are writing the essay just started writing the essay. It is difficult for them to write the outline. In that case, I gave you an outline format, the format, a ready-made template of writing the outline in the third line of the introduction. You can memorize that format, that line, and write it over here. However, this is much more recommended. This essay will first discuss that money should rather be paid to those who work for the society like nurses and to those who work in hazardous occupations. So I completely agree that this money should not be paid to the athletes. This money should rather be paid to those people who work for the society like nurses and to those who work in hazardous occupations. Now, when I say hazardous occupations, it means that those occupations in which there is a lot of danger while working. For example, people who are working in mines, people who are working in factories, people who are working in construction sites, they have got, these are considered to be hazardous occupations because there is more tendency of you getting injured, and there is also a possibility of you getting in, of you dying. So it is very, very important that you write, you follow this format. Now, when I write an outline statement, it gives a wonderful idea to the examiner that what you are going to do. So by writing this outline statement, the examiner will come to know that in the second paragraph, I am going to discuss about the nurses. And in the third paragraph, I am going to write about occupations which are considered hazardous. This is a perfect outline statement. I have always emphasized on writing a perfect outline statement. So this is a perfect, introduction in which I have written 3 lines. The first is paraphrase. The second is thesis statement, and finally the third statement is going to be outlined. Let me go for the second paragraph. Okay. One of the most important facts, again I repeat, the dark ones, dark lines, the bold words are those words which have been taken from the template. So you can utilize these words in any essay which is based on agree disagree. So it is a ready-made format that you can utilize. One of the most important facts is that there are many people working in occupations like nursing, teaching, who deserve to earn good amount of money. I hope you recall this is because they are working for the betterment. Betterment matlab अच्छे के लिए, betterment of the society. Now I am giving an example. Nurses, for instance, work for the poor and the needy and the ones who are fighting for their life. Nurses उनके लिए काम करती है जो गरीब है, जो जिनकी जरूरत है, and those who are fighting for their life. Second such occupation is teachers. While teachers spend their life teaching good virtues, virtues matlab अच्छी आदतें, to the children who are the backbone of the society. That's why they deserve to earn more than sports persons. So here I have mentioned two occupations. One is nurses and the other one is teachers. They both deserve to be paid more amount of money because they are working for the betterment of the society. Now let us try to take the third paragraph. Another vital aspect that needs consideration is that there are a number of hazardous occupations like mine workers, construction workers, and traffic personals whose salary do not justify the risk that they take in their occupations. For example, if I talk about a construction worker, it is very hazardous, very dangerous, to work in construction field, particularly in a country like India. And they are getting, very less salary. And that means the salary is not justifying the risk that they are taking. In other words, again that statement, in other words, the salary does not compensate the amount of risk that they take in their occupation. To exemplify, it's a very nice word to give an example rather than always writing for instance. For example, take for instance, ये इससे भी बेहतर option है to exemplify. That means I am giving an example. Traffic police spend their time in dangerous smoke and gases emitted by the vehicles, guiding them for the entire day so that citizens can drive safely and avoid any untoward accidents. Example मैंने दिया ट्रैफिक पुलिस का जो डेंजरस स्मोक में पूरा दिन और गैसेस में पूरा दिन बिताते हैं and they guide the citizens ताकि accidents न हो पाए. So I have given example of traffic police. Therefore, people working in this type of occupations deserve to earn more and not the sports persons. I hope you have understood what I mean to say. In the second paragraph, I talked about nurses and the teachers. They are working for the betterment of the society. And here I am giving an example of construction workers. Example के लिए मैंने traffic police का नाम दिया. You don't need to give example of everybody. Mine workers, construction workers, traffic persons. You can take example of any one of them. And this is how I have written the entire paragraph. Again, the dark bold words are the words that you can utilize in every possible essay that you write on agree disagree. So you can memorize this. Finally, the conclusion. In conclusion, although sports persons entertain lots of people, they do little for the welfare of the society, and hence the amount of money paid to them is unjustified. भले ही स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन्स काफी लोगों को एक साथ एंटरटेन करते हैं, लेकिन वो सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ काम नहीं करते. Hence the amount being paid to them is unjustified. That means it is unreasonable. The money should be paid to other occupations working for the society instead. उससे बेहतर ये होगा कि ये सारा पैसा हम लोग ऐसे लोगों के लिए दे, ऐसे occupations में काम करते हुए लोगों को दे जो सोसाइटी के लिए काम करते हैं. So I have written only 4 paragraphs. This is the most simplest way of writing, students. If you are writing an agree disagree essay, the best way is to completely agree or completely disagree. Write introduction, 3 lines in introduction. Body paragraphs, 4 lines in 1 paragraph. The first is give an idea, give a point. This is because. दूसरा उसका extended idea. Third is example, and fourth is therefore, thus, वैसे करके you can conclude. So that way you can write 2 paragraphs, about 2 body paragraphs. Finally, completed by conclusion. So it's the most easiest form of writing. I would rather say don't go for even mostly agree or mostly disagree. आप उसमें फंस जाएंगे. It is difficult to write this type of essay. However, I am taking essay in which I am mostly agreeing. So आपको सिर्फ आइडिया के लिए बता रहा हूं मैं, आप ये भी लिख सकते हो. If you are confident, you may go for it. Okay. Government should spend money on education, then on recreation and sports. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Government ने अपना सारा पैसा education पे जाया करना चाहिए, rather than spending money on recreation and sports. Do you agree or disagree? Okay, let me go ahead. It is argued that, it's a very nice word, I repeat. Whenever there is an essay on agree disagree, you can start with it is often argued that, it is argued that, because ये ऐसे ही argument का है. आपको पूछा ही गया कि to what extent do you agree or disagree. So in that case, it is better you start the essay with it is argued that, and then do the paraphrasing of the essay. Clear? It is argued that countries should allocate more funds to education than to leisure and competitive games. क्योंकि ऐसे का टॉपिक ये था कि गवर्नमेंट को सारे पैसे they should spend on education rather than spending money on sports and leisure. Okay, I mostly agree. Please remember, students, this is the essay in which I am mostly agreeing. I am not completely agreeing. I am not completely disagreeing. I am mostly agreeing. I mostly agree that national budgets should prioritize. It's a very nice word. मैं मानता हूं, मोस्टली एग्री करता हूं कि नेशनल बजट को प्रायोरिटाइज मतलब उसको ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी देनी चाहिए. किसको? स्कूल्स एंड यूनिवर्सिटीज. बट शुड स्पेंड सर्टेन अमाउंट इन स्पोर्ट्स एंड प्ले. हियर I agree that the money should be spent on national budgets and schools. I mean, budget should be spent on schools and universities. But मैं ये भी मानता हूं कि थोड़ा सा हिस्सा स्पोर्ट्स और प्ले को भी मिलना चाहिए. That is the reason I mostly agree with this essay. This essay, outline wala essay, outline wali line, this essay will discuss firstly the economic benefits education can bring to the nation, and secondly the social benefit it has, followed by the advantages of investing in sports and play. From going through this outline, can anyone tell me what I am going to discuss in the second, third and fourth paragraph? Can anybody, by reading the outline, let me know what I am going to discuss in the second, third and fourth paragraph, please? I'm giving you 10 seconds. Please let me know what I'm going to discuss in the second paragraph, third paragraph and fourth paragraph, and finally followed by conclusion. The outline तभी जाके अच्छा outline होता है. Yes, please let me know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'll tell you what we are going to do. Yeah, many people are writing. Very nice. Okay, so I am going to write this way. Yeah, outline. See, this is the beauty of writing a wonderful outline. Let me tell you, I was an examiner of IELTS and I was able to give band score to the students just by reading the outline, because outline में आपका पानी निकल जाता है. So in outline, this line will tell me exactly, the examiner, that what you are going to do in the essay. So in this essay, as you can see, in the second paragraph, I am going to write the economic benefits education bring to the nation. This is going to be my second paragraph. The economic benefits education can bring to the nation. Third paragraph, I am going to write the social benefits the education can bring. And in the fourth paragraph, I am going to write advantages of investing in sports and play. And finally, it is going to be followed by conclusion. So because this essay is mostly agree wala essay, I am going to write 5 paragraphs. Okay, let us read the second paragraph. First of all, investment in education system is one of the best ways to improve a country's economy in the long term. This is because the more students entering third level education, the more skilled a workforce will be, and this leads to higher innovation and productivity. Education में investment करने से कंट्री की इकोनॉमी को लंबे समय के लिए लंबे लॉन्ग टर्म में काफी फायदा होगा. दिस इज बिकॉज जितना ज्यादा बच्चे थर्ड लेवल एजुकेशन, दैट इज कॉलेज एजुकेशन, पढ़ेंगे जाएंगे, उतना ही ज्यादा स्किल वर्कफोर्स होगा, जिससे इनोवेशन और प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ेगी. नाउ आई हैव गिवन एग्जांपल. फॉर एग्जांपल, साउथ कोरिया एंड फिनलैंड took the decision to invest a large proportion of their budget in education, and this has reaped benefits. इससे उनको फायदा हुआ. in the form of high-tech companies such as Samsung and LG. साउथ कोरिया और फिनलैंड ने ऐसा डिसीजन लिया कि काफी पैसा एजुकेशन में लगाया जाए, और फायदा ये हुआ कि बड़ी दिग्गज कंपनी जैसे कि सैमसंग और एलजी ऐसी कंपनी बन पाई. सो एजुकेशन पे इन्वेस्टमेंट करने से एक स्किल्ड वर्कफोर्स बनेगा, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट यू विल बी एबल टू हैव कंपनीज इकोनॉमिक बेनिफिट्स आपको ज्यादा रहेंगे. नाउ लेट अस टेक द सेकंड एडवांटेज. इफ यू रिमेंबर द आउटलाइन, इन द आउटलाइन में मेंशन, उससे दूसरा फायदा ये है कि सोशल बेनिफिट मिलता है एजुकेशन पे इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए. सेकंडली, education is not just about improving the economy, it also has many social benefits. The reason is, well educated people tend to be more aware of social evils such as drugs, alcohol and gender discrimination. Let me explain. Education से सिर्फ इकोनॉमी इंप्रूव नहीं होती, उससे काफी सोशल बेनिफिट्स भी होते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर कोई बंदा एजुकेटेड है तो उसको समाज में रहे दूषण के बारे में ज्यादा पता चलेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ड्रग्स, अल्कोहल एंड जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन मतलब डिस्क्रिमिनेटिंग बिटवीन बॉय एंड गर्ल, दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि अगर कोई बंदा पढ़ा हुआ है, इफ ही इज एन एजुकेटेड पर्सन, ही विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ही शुड नॉट कंज्यूम ड्रग्स, ही शुड नॉट कंज्यूम अल्कोहल, ही शुड नॉट गो फॉर जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. पढ़े लिखे जो लोग नहीं होते, ये ऐसी चीजों में ज्यादा पढ़ते जाते हैं. सो इससे सोशल बेनिफिट भी आता है. अब उसका एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूं मैं. टू एग्जाम्पलीफाई, सिंगापुर एडुकेट्स ऑल ऑफ इट्स सिटीजन्स ऑन द डेंजर ऑफ ड्रग्स, एंड दिस हैज रिजल्टेड इनटू one of the lowest levels of drug abuse in the world. Thus, spending on education is a worthwhile investment. सिंगापुर ने काफी पैसा एजुकेशन में बहाया, और उसकी इसी के कारण ड्रग्स का सबसे कम कंजम्पशन होता है पूरी दुनिया में सिंगापुर में. तो उससे क्या हुआ? सोशल बेनिफिट भी हुआ. So the first advantage of education was financial benefit, economical benefit. मतलब, for example, you give an example of companies like LG and Samsung. दूसरा benefit, social benefit. But this is mostly agree वाला essay. So here also, I need to write one point about spending money on sports. So see what I am doing. I am writing the fourth paragraph on the advantages of investing in sports. However, तो यहाँ पे आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. यहाँ पे कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग कनेक्टिव आएगा. हाउएवर, इन कंप्लीटली एग्री एंड कंप्लीटली डिसएग्री, देयर इज नो प्लेस फॉर कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग कनेक्टिव, बिकॉज आप कंप्लीटली एग्री और कंप्लीटली डिसएग्री करते हैं. सो योर बॉडी पैराग्राफ्स आर गोइंग टू बी राइटिंग व्हिच आर गोइंग टू बी सपोर्टिंग टू ईच अदर. बट हियर, बिकॉज यू आर मोस्टली एग्रीइंग, देयर इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी अ वर्ड लाइक हाउएवर, ऑल्दो, इवन दो, nonetheless, nevertheless, and so on. However, spending no amount of money on sports would lead to an unhealthy society and would lead to youth spending on healthcare. अगर हम बिल्कुल पैसा खर्च नहीं करेंगे स्पोर्ट्स पे, हम ऐसा नहीं मानते कि एजुकेशन पे खर्च नहीं किया जाए, एजुकेशन पे बिल्कुल खर्च होना चाहिए. बट देन टू से दैट एक भी पैसा स्पोर्ट्स पे नहीं खर्चना चाहिए, उससे क्या होगा? इट विल लीड टू एन अनहेल्दी सोसाइटी. सोसाइटी इज गोइंग टू रिमेन अनहेल्दी, एंड अनहेल्दी रहेगी, then you will be requiring to spend lots of money on healthcare. Let me give an example of India, because India में ज्यादा पैसा स्पोर्ट्स पे अभी खर्च करना चालू किया, but before that people were not spending on sports. So you can say, because of this, you can say India has become a diabetic capital of the world. There are more people suffering from diabetes in India than together, putting together all the other people of the world. So that way, because we did not spend on the sports, so now what would happen is that this diabetic people are spending lots of money on healthcare. तो उससे क्या होगा? हेल्थकेयर पे ज्यादा पैसा खर्च होगा. इन अदर वर्ड्स, प्लेइंग स्पोर्ट्स हेल्प टू डेवलप फिजिकल हेल्थ एंड द टेंडेंसी टू गेट इल इज रिड्यूस्ड टू ग्रेट एक्सटेंट. अगर आप स्पोर्ट्स खेलोगे तो आप हेल्थ में अच्छे रहोगे और आपकी बीमारी पड़ने की संभावना काफी हद तक कम हो जाएगी. सो आई एम गिविंग एन एग्जांपल ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्पोर्ट्स, बिकॉज ऑफ विच you will be able to spend lesser amount of money on healthcare. Now I am giving an example. For instance, the government of Netherlands spends good portion of their budget on developing sports complexes and facilities, which has resulted in overall improvement of their citizens' health and lesser spending in healthcare. So I have given an example of Netherlands in which lots of money, I mean, I won't say lots of money, but a good amount of money is spent on sports complexes and facilities, which has resulted into improvement in citizens' health and lesser spending in healthcare. So I have written this paragraph because I wanted to give an advantage of investing in sports. Finally, the conclusion. Conclusion is also very important. In conclusion, there is no denying the fact that education should take precedence. Very nice word. Education should take precedence. What does it mean? It means that education should be given priority. Rather than writing every time that education should be given priority, I am writing, I am paraphrasing it. Education should take precedence over sports when it comes to funding due to the many socio-economic benefits it brings. However, certain amount of expenditure should be spent on sports and other related activities for the discussed advantages. लेकिन थोड़ी सी अमाउंट, थोड़ा सा खर्चा स्पोर्ट्स पे भी किया जाए, उससे फायदा ये होगा जो हमने पहले डिस्कस किया आगे के पैराग्राफ में. I hope the things are getting clear, students. When you write go for completely agree, completely disagree essay, it is much more advisable to go for complete. I mean, whenever you want to go for agree disagree essay, बेहतर होगा आप completely agree or completely disagree करें. Now I'm going to put this format once again for you students. Please, if you are not taken the screenshot of this, you can take it once again, because then I'm going to give an exercise to you. Just hold on. Yeah, please take the screenshot of this this format, because this is the format that everybody is going to follow blindly. This is an IELTS proven format. Please let me know once you have taken the screenshot. Have you taken the screenshot, students? Yeah, you can write Hina that funds should be spent equally. लेकिन उससे ये होगा कि for example, what would happen is that there is more. I would recommend, see students, see I always tell my students there are lots of ways by which you can write an agree disagree essay, or for that matter any essay. But why would you want to complicate yourself? मैं आपको ये मैं इतने सालों से हम लोग पढ़ा रहे हैं. Why you would not want to go by this format? इसको follow करो ना blindly. आपको कहाँ PhD करनी है IELTS पे? Now students, this is what you are going to do. अगर आपने format को follow कर दिया है, I want you people to write this essay. इसको आप screenshot ले लो. If you want to mark it, you can mark it. Please take the screenshot of this essay. See, yeah, Arpita, you can exemplify. I mean, I have taken an essay topic in which if you do not have the example, ये जो सारे examples मैंने अंदर दिए थे, ये सारे सही नहीं थे. The Netherlands वाला example जो है वो मैंने manipulate किया था. So if the examination is not clicked, you can cook up the example. आप बना सकते हो. इतने सारे countries, दुनिया में 217 countries है, तो आप किसी का भी example बना सकते हो. There is nothing wrong in cooking up the example. Nothing wrong. Please do that. I want you people to copy this. More shopping will be done from home rather than visiting shops in the future. Many people believe that this will result in people becoming isolated from each other. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Please copy down this essay. And I want this essay to come down on this email. I want this essay to come down on this email, please. अब ये ऐसे आप मुझे लिख के अच्छी तरह से you will be copying. I mean, you are going to send this essay on this email address examieltscme@gmail.com by tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning, I want this essay to be written by you. Everybody, please make sure that you write this essay and send it to me. Make sure that you don't Google it. Let me tell you, students, don't Google this. It is very easy for me to write, find out, whether you Googled or not. अगर आपने Google किया और मुझे पता चला, I am not going to admit you in the next lecture. I still, आप शायद ताजुब करोगे, अभी भी लोग Google करते हैं. So please don't Google it. Please write it on your own. This should be written in 40 minutes. Please write this essay in 40 minutes. See, students, remember one thing. हाँ, कल सुबह 11 बजे के पहले भेज देना मुझे. But very importantly, students, it is very easy for us to Google, for us to find out whether you have Googled it or not. Secondly, आप जब ऐसे लिखने बैठो तो टाइम की you should have watch in front of you. Make sure that you write the entire essay in 40 minutes. Let me tell you, students, I have come across number of students in which number of number of students who were not able to complete the entire essay in examination. So please make sure, मैं तो चाहूंगा कि आप पूरा ऐसे 35 minutes में लिखने की कोशिश कीजिए. Spend 5 minutes in checking out the essay. आपने क्या करना है, चेक करना है. How are you going to check out? First, make sure that you have written 3 lines in introduction. Make sure that you have written 4 lines in body paragraphs, and you please follow the format. Please follow the format that I have provided to you. ये बहुत important है. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts, students? Is everything clear? See, आपको गिनना पड़ेगा. This will come through experience. See, if possible, students, I have seen number of students writing different type of books. If possible, write in an A4 size paper. Let me tell you, I'm not completing the lecture. Please don't go away. I'm going to take a small grammar session, students. But then, before I leave, please don't go away. I'm not, discontinuing the lecture. I'm going to take a small grammar session. Okay. Now coming back over here, try to make sure that you write the essay within 35 minutes only. ये आपको आदत डालनी पड़ेगी, वरना एग्जाम में बहुत भारी पड़ेगा. Here, I repeat, many more shopping will be done from home rather than visiting shops in the future. Many believe that this will result in people becoming isolated from each other. इससे लोग isolated का मतलब होता है अलग अलग हो जाएंगे. They will be separated. They will feel separated. So you need to write. Result आपका, for example, those people who gave the examination on Saturday, they will be getting the result by tomorrow morning. Don't worry. Yeah. The papers are checked. You should get the result by tomorrow morning. And I want everybody, I see very few people participating on Saturday examination. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. अगले time पे I want everybody to participate no matter what. I want everybody, please bear in mind, I want everybody to participate from this Saturday examination. Handwritten नहीं चाहिए मुझे. I want handwritten examination only. Don't worry. आप पेपर पे भी लिख सकते हो. मैं चाहूंगा आप पेपर पे लिखे. आई वांट यू पीपल टू राइट ऑन अ पेपर, बिकॉज इफ यू राइट ऑन वर्ड, वो ग्रामेटिकल चेक हो जाएगा आपका, स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स भी चेक हो जाएगा. इफ यू वांट टू राइट ऑन इफ यू वांट टू टाइप ऑन नोटपैड, you type on notepad so that grammatical mistakes are not checked. Okay, any questions, any doubts, students? Okay, so I'm discontinuing this. I'm now going to stop sharing this. I'm going to take a small grammar session. I'm going to take a small grammar session. Okay. Please don't go away. Yeah, can you see the new slide, students? Everybody, can you see the new slide? Yeah, JC, you can write on the paper. You can write on the paper. आप paper पे लिख सकते हो. In fact, you should write on an A4 size paper only, please. Yeah, you can go for computer based essay, but ऐसे केस में computer में क्या होता है, when you write on a computer, as I have told you before, you should make sure that you write wherein the grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes are not automatically checked. So you give this paper back to me by tomorrow morning 11 बजे के पहले दे देना मुझे. By tomorrow morning, if possible, once you complete this lecture, why don't you write it? Why should you wait for tomorrow morning? ये खत्म हो जाए उसके बाद ही 40 मिनट में लिख दो. आपके पास फॉर्मेट तो रेडी है. You got the format ready with you. Now let me take a small grammar session, student. We often use used to in IELTS speaking. I have seen people using used to in a very grammatically incorrect manner. तो हम जब used to का इस्तेमाल करते हैं तो उसका एक नियम है. Used to कब इस्तेमाल करना है और कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है और सही मायने में कैसे करना है. Because when you speak in IELTS, जब आप बोलते हो IELTS में in speaking examination, then what happens is that you, for example, your past hobby, या तो फिर visit to a garden, ऐसा कोई topic आता है तो you always say I used to visit garden in my childhood. So used to is something which I have seen is very incorrectly used by most of the students. So this is a session in which I'm going to help you out कि used to अगर आप इस्तेमाल करते हो तो you should not commit mistakes. In this usage, the expression used to, I'm reading, used to means the same as would. Used to is always in this form. It can never be used to. Now, first and the foremost mistake many students commit is that they write I used to, USE use. When I say I used to, it can never be said I used to. It can always be said I used to. तो ed form तो लगता ही है जब आप used to का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. So when you write an essay or when you speak, make sure you utilize that D. You cannot say I used to. You need to speak I used to. If you say used to, it is wrong, grammatically incorrect. It can never be used to. यहाँ पे लिखा है. Also, there are two grammar rules for used to. Notice the difference in meaning as well as in grammar. Now, I want you people to understand this. So when you write used to in speaking or in writing, this is the rule that you should follow. Subject plus used to plus verb in simple form. So I would say, when David was young, he used to swim once a day. You can say this is the subject. This is used to. Try to compare this with the equation over here, formula over here. And swim. Swim is verb in simple form. So whenever you are using used to, it is going to be utilized this like this. I used to swim once a day. However, the grammar changes this way. ये बहुत important है, इसको याद रखो. Subject plus be get. Be और get का मतलब होता है, be का मतलब होता है is, am, are, was, were. And get का मतलब होता है get और got. दो चीजें. So when you are using after subject is, am, are, was or were, or you are using got or get, and then if you are using used to, it is always going to be followed by verb in ing. I repeat, when you are not using is, am, are, was, were over here after subject, and then you utilize used to, the verb is going to be in simple form. But when I am using this be or get, and then I use used to, it is always going to be followed by verb in ing. Let me explain this by giving you an example. John is used to swimming every day. So you can see that this is the subject. Let us try to compare with this formula. This is the subject, is be get. This is the form. Then we are using used to. You can see that instead of swim, I am using swimming. It has got changed to swimming. Now there is a difference between this sentence and this sentence. When I say I used to swim, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि मैं पहले swim करता था, आज की तारीख में swim नहीं करता. So it is not my current hobby. When I say, many students I have seen while speaking, even if they play cricket right now, they say I used to play cricket. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि आप अभी क्रिकेट नहीं खेल रहे हैं, आप पहले करते थे. I used to play cricket in my childhood. So if you want to say I play cricket right now, you rather say I play cricket right now or I am playing cricket. But when you say I used to play cricket, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि मैं पहले खेला करता था, अभी नहीं खेल रहा हूँ. Number one. दूसरी बात, when I say this John is used to swimming every day, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि मैं इस चीज से एक्स्टम हो गया हूं, ये मैं इससे आदी हो गया हूं. John is used to swimming every day का मतलब हुआ कि I am currently doing the swimming, और वो स्विमिंग करते करते मैं आदी हो गया हूं. इसका मतलब ये भी समझाने के लिए मैं ऐसा भी कह सकता हूं कि काफी दिनों पहले मैं स्विमिंग नहीं करता था. I was forced to do the swimming, for example, और मैं हर रोज स्विमिंग करता गया और अभी used to हो गया हूं. So John is used to swimming every day का मतलब हुआ कि अब वो आदी हो गया है. Accustomed का मतलब होना आदी हो गया है to swimming every day. Now let me give you an example. got का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Again, this is the formula that you are going to utilize. John got used to swimming every day. इसका मतलब ये हुआ, इसका और इसमें फर्क ये है, John is used to swimming का मतलब ये उसको आदत है, ये इसको आदत है, और John got used to swimming every day का मतलब उसको आदत हो गई है. Have you understood, students? It is difficult to explain, but I am trying to explain it. John is used to swimming का मतलब हुआ कि ये आदत है उसको, वो आदत हो, और John got used to swimming मतलब उसकी आदत उसको हो गई है. So remember the grammar. Whenever you are utilizing be or get, you are going to utilize verb in ing form, और सिर्फ used to इस्तेमाल करते हो तो verb in simple form. Let me give an example. Be used to means accustomed to. Accustomed का मतलब होता है आदत पड़ना, and get used to का मतलब होता है आदत पड़ जाना, आदत हो गई है. Be used to का मतलब आदत है, and get used to का मतलब आदत हो गई है. I repeat, the program director used to write his own letters. देखिए यहाँ पे used to है, बीच में is am are was नहीं है, तो हमने write simple form लिखा. George is used to eating at 7 p.m. इसका मतलब अभी उसकी आदत ये है कि हर रोज 7 बजे वो खाना खाता है. Used to eating मतलब ये अभी की आदत है. Used to सिर्फ आप लिखते हो और is am are was नहीं लिखते, मतलब past habit हुई. और is used to का मतलब होता है current habit, आदत है. और we got used to cooking का मतलब होता है वो आदत हो गई है. ये आदत देखिए, let me repeat, ये आदत थी, पहले थी, ये आदत है और ये आदत हो गई है. Is it clear everybody? I repeat, ये आदत थी, पहले की थी, ये आदत है और ये आदत हो गई है. इसमें कोई खास फर्क नहीं है, लेकिन ये आदत थी, ये आदत थी, ये आदत है और ये आदत हो गई है. ये दोनों प्रेजेंट फॉर्म है और ये पास्ट फॉर्म है. Is it clear everybody? Yes or no? Please let me know if you understood. We'll go for more examples. Don't worry, we'll go for more examples. तो ज्यादा हो जाएगा क्योंकि ये काफी लोग गलतियां करते हैं इसमें. Okay, let me take the second example. Okay. Mary was used to driving to school. You can see over here was, मतलब is am are was were है. तो इसका मतलब मैंने लिखा यहाँ पे driving ing form. You can see this. The government used to restrict the spills. Used to इसमें is am are was नहीं है, तो verb का simple form. देखिए यहाँ पे verb का simple form है restrict. Then the man is का मतलब past tense, मतलब is am are was were. तो हमने यहाँ पे किया ing form. The man is used to reading his newspaper in the morning. मतलब आदत हो गई है. Now I want you people to take this exercise, do this exercise. ये exercise कीजिए और verb का ये form लगाना है. I'm going to give you 15 seconds. Please get started. Yeah, Annamalai, I'll try to speak in English. See, used to is used for past tense. And whenever you're utilizing used to, and if it is not preceded by is am or was were, then it is going to be followed by simple form of verb. But when you're utilizing is am or was were, it is going to be followed by ing form of the verb. Please do this exercise and it will make it very clear for you. Don't worry. Students, please do this exercise. I want you to utilize this form of verb. Let me know what is the answer of 1 to 10. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. Yes, 10 seconds. Fast. Okay, done. Shall we check? So let me take the first example. I was used to des. So you can see I am utilizing was over here. The sentence contains was. That means it is am or was were. So it is always going to be followed by ing form of the verb. तो पहले का आंसर होगा, the first answer is going to be eating. He used to. There is no is am or was were and got form of the verb. So you are going to utilize simple form of the verb. So I'll utilize he used to eat. The difference between first and second is I was used to eating at noon means I was used to eating. In the past, I was used to eating. That means I was used to eating at noon when I started school. Here it is going to be eat. In the third statement, when I was young, I used to. The answer of third one is going to be swim. It is going to be followed by simple form of the verb. He used to like her. This is going to be like only. I don't need to utilize any other thing. Clear? Okay. Don't worry. Someday you will get used to. You will get used to. So it is going to be followed by ing form of the verb. So the answer is, don't worry, someday you will get used to speaking English. So it is going to be followed by ing form. Alvaro can't get used to, what is the answer of sixth one? What is the answer of sixth one? Answer of sixth one is studying. The answer of sixth one is studying, because get used to, get used to, it is not subject. The subject is followed by be and get form of the verb. He used to dance. The seventh answer of seventh is going to be dance. He used to dance every night. Adam is used to. The answer of eighth one is going to be, because there is used to sleeping late on weekends. Chico is used to eating American food now, because there is mr was where over here. And she finally got used to eating our food. I hope it is clear, everybody. Any questions, any doubts? So whenever you are speaking about, whenever you're speaking about used to, past mein when you utilize past, you always need to make sure. So just take a screenshot of this. You can take the screenshot of this, students. This will help you out. You won't forget anything. Subject plus used to plus verb in simple form, subject plus be get. So if it is, followed by is, am, are, was, where, or it is followed by uh, got or get, then it is going to be verb in ing form. Was used to eating ka matlab, the meaning, when I say I was used to eating, when eating in the noon, means in the past I got myself used to eating in noon. So it is basically a past habit, because I am utilizing was, but at that point of time I got used to. Are you getting the point? So for example, when I was a child, I was used to eating at noon. Does not mean that I'm doing right now, but at that point of time, I got myself used to eating at noon. That is what it means. It's a past tense. But remember, the logic is, if there is no is, mr, was, where, if there is no is, mr, was, where, then make sure that you utilize verb in simple form. And when there is, mr, was, where, and got and get, then there is going to be verb in ing form. That is how it works. Is it clear? Yeah, you want me to describe 6 or 7 sentence one more time? Yeah, sixth is, Alvaro can't get used to studying, because get form, ye wala. This is the form that we are going to utilize. Is used to plus verb in ing, and he used to dance, because there is no is, mr, was, where between subject and used to. If there is no is, mr, was, where, and got and get between subject and used to, it is going to be followed by verb in simple form. And if there is, mr, was, where, and get or got between subject and used to, it is going to be followed by ing form. Is clear? Is it clear? Okay guys, any questions? So this ends our lecture. I hope you enjoyed the lecture, and I want the essay to be, to be posted to you from you, on the email address specified. I hope you got the email address, students. I got the email address. Yeah. हाँ, आपको पता है ना कहाँ पे कर, you know where you need to post. Yes. So please post on that email address. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.